Hello and welcome to this lab. In this lab, I'm going to cover the creation of an Ubuntu machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my EC2. I can either click on here EC2 or I can type in there. If I've not recently visited there, it may not show up here. So I can type EC2 there on the very top and I can go there and have a look. Now I have an instance running at this very moment in time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this instance that I do not need anymore running. Okay, so this is a Windows 2019 server instance. I'm going to stop this instance at this moment in time. Okay, I can scroll down and have a look at this instance while it's trying to stop. So you can see this AMI name is Windows Server 2019 English, and the version is from 2025 August 13th. So this is when this is the AMI name I had used at that time to create this instance. So I'm just going to stop this instance as I mentioned. I can go into the AMI catalog here and have a look at the machines I can deploy here. If I click on the free tier, it'll show me all the machines that are free tier in here. So basically it's going to be much cheaper for me to deploy these machines. You can see that Amazon Linux is available, so is Red Hat, and so is SUSE Linux here. But I'm looking for Ubuntu, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down and have a look, and you can see a couple of Ubuntu machines available to us. So this version is Ubuntu Server 24.04. So that's the one I would like to deploy. That's the later version. And then I'm going to select 64-bit x86. Once I select this machine, the next step will be to launch instance with AMI. Now here what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this instance a name. So I'm going to call it my Ubuntu machine. I can see that I have already selected Ubuntu Server 24.04 and it's free tier eligible as well. Now I'm going to scroll down and confirm the instance type. Now the instance type I'd like to use, of course, is going to be free tier eligible to save costs. But the next process I need to do is to create a new key pair. Okay, so this will provide me basically a PEM key that I can use to access the password. Okay. So here I'm going to choose or specify a key pair name. So I'm going to call it Ubuntu. And I'm going to choose the key pair name as RSA. And because I have a Mac, I'm going to use .pem and I'm going to create a key pair. If you are using a Windows machine, you may want to do a ppk basically file so that you can use that in PuTTY. So this is a ubuntu.pem file that has been created for me. So I'll take this to the side and deal with this. I'll show you the steps that I will perform on that key in a bit. Okay, so this is the kind of this PEM cert that I have downloaded. I will come to that a little bit later. But now let's have a look here in the network settings. Okay. So when we scroll down in the network settings, you see that the option we have selected is create a security group. We're going to allow SSH traffic from, but however you can see that by default the choice is anywhere, and we want to avoid that because we don't want anybody and everybody to be able to log on to this instance. So I'm going to choose my IP. So the wise decision here is to make sure you choose my IP, which automatically will pick up your external IP address where you are at. So hopefully you don't want anybody to come in from anywhere else except from your location to be able to access this machine using SSH. Okay, I'm going to accept the storage configuration as default, and I'm going to launch the instance. Okay, so it's basically saying here successfully initiated launch of instance. So I can say view all instances, and I can see that my Ubuntu machine is running. I'm going to refresh my screen so you can see my Windows machine has already stopped, and then my Ubuntu machine is up and running, and the status check is showing as initializing. Okay, so now what we need to do is to connect to this machine using the SSH client. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my downloads folder where I have downloaded the PEM file that earlier when we created the key here. Okay, I'm going to list this here, and you can see that I have a file called ubuntu.pem file in here. What I do need to do is to change the security to read only, so nobody can basically change information in here. So I'm going to kind of secure it in here so that it has read only access. So I'm going to use chmod 400 ubuntu.pem. Now I can use this command to connect to my Ubuntu machine. So in the terminal that I have in here, I'm going to go SSH minus. I'm just going to copy and paste the command that you see here. It's asking me, are you sure you want to continue connecting? And the answer is going to be yes. And it's going to use the ubuntu.pem file. As you can see in the example here, the ubuntu.pem file is being referenced. And now here I have already connected to my Ubuntu machine. Okay, I could do kind of have a look at the directory. My present working directory, pwd, is my present working directory that I've used, or where I'm at, that tells me here. And I can look at my CloudTrail logs to see that I created this machine on December 31st on New Year's Eve, working away. You can see everything here. We did a CloudTrail lab just previously, so if you want to have a look, please look at the Z Training Academy YouTube channel, and you'll see a lab on AWS CloudTrail. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this very small, simple demonstration of creating an Ubuntu machine and connecting to it. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.